Before setting out on your trip, there are some important items to check out on your car or van. This is especially true of borrowed or rented vehicles that you aren't as familiar with as you might be with your own car.
A few minutes of checks before you leave can save you from an accident or a ruined trip later.
Tire pressure is one of the most important mechanical items to check before you set out on a trip, especially in a big vehicle like a van or in a car you're borrowing or renting.
The recommended tire pressure can usually be found in the car's manual or here on the driver's side door jamb. Tire pressure should be checked with a gauge, not by the shape of the tire.
To operate a pen-style tire gauge, first remove the valve stem cap. Make sure the gauge is fully retracted.
Now, press the opening of the gauge firmly against the valve stem. The marked portion of the gauge should pop out and you should not hear air hissing. If you do hear air hissing, you have not created a good seal between the gauge and the valve stem. Release the gauge, push the metered portion back in, and try again.
If the tire pressure is too low, stop by a gas station and add air before you hit the road. Driving on underinflated tires is very dangerous and also hurts tire life and gas mileage. There are really only two ways to check a car's fluids, either with a dipstick or by looking at the fill line on the fluid reservoir. Dipsticks are usually used for checking engine oil and transmission fluids. To check the engine oil, first locate the engine oil dipstick. You can look in your manual or look for a yellow handle under the hood.
With the car shut off and sitting on a level surface, pull the dipstick all the way out. Wipe it clean with a rag or paper towel and push it all the way back in. Now, pull it out again and look at the marks down near the tip. Add oil if necessary. The same process can be used to check automatic and some manual transmission fluid levels. The dipstick for the transmission is usually red or orange. Most other fluids, including brake fluid, power steering fluid, and coolant, are usually checked by looking at the level of fluid against a fill line marked on a translucent reservoir. For example, on this brake reservoir, you can see the fluid level here and the fill line here. Sometimes a flashlight can be helpful if you can't easily see the fluid level. Often, it is easier to see the fluid level if you wipe the reservoir off with a paper towel or a rag first.